New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
What Would Louise Say? Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Hosted by Reverend Martine Bernard. Explore the wisdom of Louise Hay. Brought to you by New Thought Media Network. Dive into Louise's teachings. Experience healing and empowerment. Reverend Martine shares insights. Connect with a contemporary audience. Unlock your potential. Transform your life with love. Embrace positivity and healing. Join our vibrant community. Ready to join us? Let's spread love and wisdom together. Please like, share, and subscribe. Only on New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, my beautiful ones. I'm so excited to be with you. If you are in the Northern Hemisphere, spring is springing forth, and we are so excited to have the warmer weather upon us. Thank you for joining What Would Louise Say? I'm your host, Reverend Martine, and I'm so excited today because I have an incredible person here with us who will be the guest today, Valorie Morris. And Valorie has an incredible life story. We always say that, life really begins when you find Louise. So I want to tell you a little bit about her. Valorie is a licensed Heal Your Life workshop leader and life coach with over a decade of experience guiding individuals into profound transformation using Louise's teachings. She is very, very active and does websites at Unity, Naples, Florida. After a successful career as a sales vice president for a global jewelry company, she followed a deeper calling, one rooted in healing, self-love, and inner freedom. So since 2014, she's been leading workshops and supporting clients in transforming limited beliefs into empowering affirmations. She has a wonderful philosophy, inner glow, let's outer flow, something like that I might be messing up. But welcome, Valorie, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me today, and thank you for including me on your podcast.
I'm so excited. Your work focuses on releasing old patterns, transforming self-criticism into self-love, using affirmations, mirror work, and visualization, and creating emotional and energetic balance, which I feel like we're in need of right now. We're really in need of that. So
Absolutely.
You describe your philosophy. I love this mantra, inner glow, outer flow. So tell me, when did Louise's work find you?
Well, Louise, her book found me many years ago. I attend a Unity church in Naples, Florida. And of course, if you walk into any Unity church or any, I guess any church, that like spiritual church, you're going to find that Louise's work is everywhere. She is really the godmother of all of New Thought when you think about it. And her book is the basis of so many things. It's a bedrock into teachings. And I found her, I read her book years ago. And then what was so interesting is I was a sales vice president for a huge jewelry company. And I was on the road. I flew everywhere. I trained people all over the United States, flew back and forth from Chicago was my home office, flew back and forth to there, went to Vegas when the new jewelry rolled out. I was always traveling. But my inside was connected to that. I'm bent in a spiritual way. And I happened to be on the internet and saw where there was going to be a teaching, a way to become a Heal Your Life workshop leader. And I was like, oh, this is Louise Hay. This is Louise Hay. I mean, she's, like I said, she is like a huge gift to humanity. And Dr. Patricia Crane had created that. And I was like, oh, I've got to go to this. This is going to be great. It's going to be in San Diego. It's going to be on the water. It's going to be beautiful there. And I thought, I'll just go. But remember, like I said, I was a businesswoman. So I was still a sales vice president, and I was walking in like in a suit with a briefcase with the hope that I'm going to go to class and I'm going to sit here in my jewelry. And when I got there, the vibe was everybody and everything. Yes. They were so welcoming. I could take off my suit and put on my long skirt and my cute shirt, and I could go learn and deeply experience what her book, You Can Heal Your Life, what that book brought to life. It was brought to life by training and by all of that. In my life, I remember thinking, when you're in business and when you are a leader like I was and had so many people under me, I always thought, well, I got it together. Look where I'm at. I got it all together. I'm good. This is all good. I'm making money. I'm flying around. I'm decked out in jewelry. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got it. I got a nice place to live. I'm driving a nice car. And then I got to San Diego. And like I said, we went deep.
Yes.
And, I learned for the first time what truly loving yourself is all about. And it was none of those things.
Yes.
Those things are great. They're the icing, but it wasn't that. I learned that relationships and different ways that I acted and different things that I said, the arrow did not point to self-love.
Mm-hmm.
The arrow pointed to something else. Wow. And so it was a subtle but dramatic at the same time change in my life. Subtle but dramatic.
Wow. So it wasn't as though there was many of us find Louise during a major crisis. As you've said, it was very subtle. It was a subtle, and I love that it makes sense that your mantra or your mission say inner flow, outer glow. It was basically that the inner, you chose to work on your inner life.
I did, by accident.
Yeah.
Remember, I read the book because I was at a Unity church and it's always sold in the bookstore.
Yeah.
So I read the book years ago. I see a blurb on the internet. I think, oh, this is great. I love her work. This is great. I'll go do this. Walking into what I really didn't know. Walking into and being embraced. That's the beautiful part, because I came in where other people that were there, there were like 24, 25 of us that were in San Diego together. Seeing all of those people there, we were all different ages, different stages, different things going on in life. Some of us were, it was so wild how it came together, and how I say at my workshops, there's a golden thread. There is a golden thread that weaves through a group of people that that you are right there at the right time. And maybe you don't even know why you're reading Louise, or why you found Louise, or why Louise is speaking to you on such a deep level. But there's this thread that comes in, and it's absolutely beautiful what happens. I see it in every workshop. I see it in all my own workshops. And I stand back as a facilitator and go, and in my mind, I think, here it is. Here's the thread. And it gives me cold chills talking to you about it. It gives me cold chills because it shows up. It shows up.
And everyone is meant to be there. Whoever is there is meant, we're all woven together.
And it was the same in California when I was there. I created lifelong friendships, and just, you've done it, so
Exactly. So what were some of the changes that you did see? I know you've So here you go. It's a subtle prompting. You go to the workshop. Your life has changed. So what shifted for you? Did you remain a vice president? How did you decide? Of course, we did the training. But when was your first workshop, or when did you know this is what I'm called to do in the world?
I knew after that workshop that relationships that I was in, I was single, and relationships that I was in needed to change because I knew my boundaries were different. My boundaries were completely different. My neural pathways were different.
Yeah.
Because your neural pathways change from the applying all these affirmations. It changes. You wake up. It's like you wake up and you say, oh, this shoe doesn't fit any longer. Being spiritually bent, like I said, from day one, from the day I was born, I was just that way.
Yes.
I wanted more of that. And I really, really wanted to teach. I really wanted to try this. You go there and you think, okay, am I going to do this? Like, are people going to receive me as this? I've been this. Now I'm going to be this.
Yes.
And I came back to Naples, and I put just like they did, I put a blurb out on the internet. Hey, everybody, I just came back from San Diego. I just became a, workshop leader. I'd like you to come to my house. Anybody interested, please come over. And they kept coming in the driveway and coming in the driveway and coming in the driveway. And I was like, uh-oh. I had a big house at the time. And I was like, oh, okay, good thing I do. There were 27 people the first time that showed up. It was like a mob scene at my house. People wanting this, people desiring, people wanting to know. Not everybody was a close friend. It wasn't like, oh, all my girlfriends came over. They did. My girlfriends came over, but it was a lot of people that just were like, I'm interested in this. And so my workshops became like my favorite part of my life.
Oh.
And as you know, what we teach, we get. Yeah. We get it. So every workshop, especially right out of the gate as a new workshop leader, I wasn't a coach yet. Back then, you did some workshops, then you became a coach.
Yes, yes.
And so, which is nice now, they can do it together. You can become a workshop leader and a coach, at the same time. But back then, I was just doing workshops at the time, and I was like, this is the best thing since sliced bread. This is so good. And my giving, my generosity got to pour forth. The knowledge that I learned from Louise got to just pour forth. The people were journaling, and people were praying, and people were doing affirmations, and people were getting it, and lives were being changed. And I was like, oh, not just does it just work for me. It works for everybody that comes in contact with this work.
Yes.
And what's so beautiful is Dr. Patricia Crane has put it together, Louise's life's work together in such a way that you can,
Their collaboration is in.
She got her essence, got her message, and got her essence, and brought that together. It's miraculous, really. She's just. Patricia Crane, Dr. Patricia Crane is she's such a high intelligence anyway, and she was the perfect person.
They were a perfect team.
Yes.
They were a perfect team.
To do this, to collaborate, to do this. Yeah. And I say it every time I talk to anybody, this is a gift to humanity.
It is.
It's a gift to humanity because we're in every country now.
Every country.
I mean, really.
Nearly. What's so sweet is India. India has teachers out the window.
Yes. Isn't that beautiful?
Everywhere. Hundreds. You're like, what? But it's really the foundation. Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, to the science of mind, to new thought. So it's this full circle, because as we know, Louise Hay was a new thought, science of mind, religious scientist, practitioner, minister, and secularize this. That's what is so powerful. And that's why we're so excited on the New Thought Media Network to have her come home to kind of do this full circle. Like, hey, she basically promoted this philosophy around the world.
Absolutely. And when you tell people, when I explain that to my students or to my coaching clients, when I give them her background, when I give them Louise's background, their mouths, you can just see they kind of go, what? This woman evolved into this, got this message and evolved into this. And she speaks to all of us.
She really,
men, women, doesn't matter.
and
She speaks to all of us.
She certainly does. And this overcoming of trauma, because there's this idea today that your trauma is you. It's like it's your identity. It's become, well, I'm just dysfunctional. Mm-hmm. And Louise is like, that is a choice. Absolutely. What do you want to create? Yes. The people you love were doing the best they could with the knowledge they could. We forgive them. Yeah, that's and right. What do you want to create on this clean slate?
Yes.
That is your life. It's a canvas.
What a beautiful, beautiful opportunity for us, for everyone. What a beautiful opportunity she gives people to truly heal, not just, and what's so great is she gives you the steps. She just, I always use the example when forgiveness is a big thing for people. That's a biggie. People are like, you tell somebody to forgive and they're like, yeah. You don't know my brother-in-law, or you don't know my sister, or you didn't know my father or my mother.
Yes, people go. They do exactly what
they do. And it's so wild because Louise is the person, not just with forgiveness, but for everything in her book, all this, she gives you the steps. That's like telling somebody, that would be like me saying to you, okay, Reverend Martine, go ahead and fly your Learjet down here now. I want to see you in person. You'd be like, what? Just get in your Learjet right now and just get in, turn it on and go. That's what it sounds like to people when you say, oh, just forgive someone. It's the same as like getting your Learjet, and they don't know. They're like, oh, do I just say that? No, here's some steps. And she does that about changing your thoughts. Here's some steps. Yes. Here's some affirmations. You can take that thought, release it, and guess what? There's not like a void there. You put an affirmation in there, and then you got something else. There's steps instead of.
So there's
those people,
hard-headed folks who don't want to forgive. I am willing to forgive.
Yes,
I am willing. Be willing to be willing to be willing. You can even will it 5 times. Be willing to be willing.
It's true. When I'm sitting with my coaching clients and we get to certain things, it doesn't have to be forgiveness. It can be certain things, and I see their face like they get this face like oh, and I think, okay, are you willing? Can you write out? Can you write it? Can you take it from your brain, down your arm to your hand? Can you write it out? I am willing. That's that's Louise.
That's Louise.
Louise even covers that. She even covers that people are going to go, I don't think so. And you can just say, are you willing? Are you willing to be willing?
Are you willing to be willing to be willing? And it just gives you that space to recognize that inner child that has been hurt. It's her way of recognizing, I know, sweetie. I know it's not easy. I know that these people plummeted you or pulverized you into a pulp and you're not feeling it. But this is a law of the universe. And just start small. Let's be willing. And then the willingness will open up the ability to actually be able to forgive and to do it.
I love what you just said, the law of the universe, the law of the universe. Yes. And explaining that to someone, I always say, it is the law of the universe. And then they kind of look at me like, what? And I'm like gravity. Gravity just is. It just is. This is the same thing. It just is. It's a law of the universe, just like gravity.
And to practice. Forgiveness is practice. It's like peeling an onion. There might be more to forgive. What I loved about in class, Dr. Patricia said that Louise would do her screaming in the pillow, pounding in the pillow every week, because her view was that there are these unconscious things you're not even aware of that you're hurt about or angry about, and just pound that pillow, scream, and let it out. So it just gets out. It's cleansing. So you don't even it's powerful. You don't even have to have something specific. You just know by right of being on this planet.
It's cool. It's true. And it comes up.
Yeah.
When you do that and you let it go, it comes up.
Yes.
Things come up when you let it go, when we're not like, oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm good. Everything's good. I've done all my forgiveness work. I've done it. There's nobody else. Then all of a sudden you're like, I was just in a class where we were studying a book called Radical Forgiveness.
Yes.
Guess who was in this? He writes, Colin Tipping, right? Colin Tipping, yes. He writes in the book, big, thick book like this. And I'm studying this book with a group of people. And I'm like, and guess who's in the middle? This is in my book class. Louise.
Of course.
He says, look up Louise Hay. I mean, she's in the middle of his book. He refers to her and her forgiveness work and her mind, body, spirit connection. Because what we don't forgive, what we don't release shows up. And, where forgiveness, I think, this is for me, when I see it, it's usually, especially, well, I won't say that, but forgiveness shows up on the face. You can see it in people. You can see they start to talk about something and their bottom jaw right here starts to kind of get funny. And then you can see it on their face and you're like,
I think you missed your calling as a stand-up comic because
right? People say that to me all the time, by the way. I do hear that a lot. I do.
You're phenomenal. It's true. Their mouth.
Yes. It's the truth. People do say that to me a lot. Like, but you know what? Louise is fun too.
Yes.
It's fun. It's serious. It's serious stuff, but it can be fun.
Oh,
I think that's why my workshops have been popular, and well attended, is because I mix it. I mix the humor. I'll tell my stories with humor, and then we get serious and we go in, and then we go back to like a little light-hearted, and then we go in, and that's for me. For me, that works for my life.
Well, I think you exemplify Louise that way. I think that's what was so applicable or attractive about her secularization of religious science was that she made it so light. She made it easy to carry. And I think she was really, when she was downloading, I think she was speaking to the inner child. And with kids, little kids, you don't complicate things.
No.
It forces you to simplify.
Yes.
When you're teaching little ones. And so I think that at the heart of her worldview, she's teaching each and every one of our little one, that little child within us.
I agree. And I love the simplicity of it. I love that. Because if you're brand new to her, like I said, I read her book, I knew of her for years, but if you're brand new to her, you're somebody that's just has no idea who she is, what she's about, but you're curious, you can get it. You can get it if you've been in this work or been doing for years and years and years. There's always something new that we learn. Yes. There's always something new, or one new affirmation that she says that you go, oh, I didn't know she said that.
Exactly.
What? Or something that you learn and you go, oh, and her work applies to different seasons of our life.
Yes.
My children are grown and gone. I don't have small children at home. So I remember when I did, and I'll just give you an example. Yes. On Saturday, I had a workshop here in the Naples area. We had 20 participants. There were women, ready for this? There were 30s, women in their 30s. There were no men this time. Sometimes there's a man in there somewhere. There's usually a guy or two.
Yeah.
And so, but this time it was all women, which I said, girls, we got it all to ourselves today. We're going to really cut loose. So, but we had women in our 30s, in our 40s, in our 50s, in our 60s, in our 70s, and the oldest in the class was 84.
Oh!
So from 34 to 84.
And this work is applicable. Work is applicable. Dr. Patricia told me about a young girl, an 18 or 19-year-old who was very depressed, found the book in the library or someone gifted it to her. She read it. She's now a coach and she wants to help her high school friends with this. So an 18-year-old. I mean, I found Louise's book, You Can Heal Your Life, at 19.
Oh, that's
so this is, and it's something that I've been carrying all my life. It's one of my Bibles. My friends know. They all get it as a gift. At some point, if you're my friend, you get that book as a gift.
And I love that. I absolutely love that. But to see 6 generations in one room, 34, youngest, 84, and every age group represented. I love that. I was like, look at this. look at this. This to me is, and what you just said about giving the book. I have people I've taught January, February, March, April, and I've taught these workshops this winter here in Naples. And what's so wild is people come in and they're not, some of them go to my Unity Church, but there's a lot of people, because this goes out to the public.
Yes, it goes
they
out
put it out there. So people come in that I don't know. A lot of people, like half the people I do not know, I've never seen. They come in with books. I'm not kidding, Martine, when I tell you this. They are taped. They got tape on the cover. They got tape. They got bookmarks, like little tabs all over them. And they go, I've had this since 1987. And I look at it and I'm like, yes, you have.
It's true. It's true.
I was like, oh my, I mean, they come in and they're like, and I think I shared this story over the weekend that when I was at an I Can Do It, remember the I Can Do It conferences that are always every year? I was in Orlando and Louise was there that year. She was promoting a book about healthy eating that she had written with, I forget what the lady's name.
Yes.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
And she was there, and before the conference even started, she comes into the building. So you're in a huge convention center. So there's our convention over here, I Can Do It. There's another convention over there. And she gets on the escalator. And Louise Hay is going up the escalator. People, I thought it was like it gives me cold chills to even tell you. People were screaming, Louise Hay, is that you? And she's like, she's very humble. Hi. And they're like, you saved my life. I mean, not one person. And I was, oh my, I think I was like, is this like being with Bon Jovi? Like, is she? It's like she was like a superstar of saving people's lives. People yelling, like screaming, like they see her. They're way up here. She's coming up the escalator. People screaming, Louise Hay. And I was like, oh, wow.
Valorie, this is incredible. A friend of mine sent me a video of J-Lo, who has having her, she's in Las Vegas now. So she's on a show. I forget the term. Well, she's in Las Vegas doing shows over and over. Recently, maybe a month or two ago, she's on stage, she's thanking someone, and she's like, you have to think positive. And people are like, okay. Because, when I was going through my 4th or 5th divorce, I said, Louise, what should I do, Louise? Yes. I said, Louise was like, well, you're learning this lesson over and over again, but affirm what you want and don't beat yourself up. And she's like, Louise Hay was my teacher and helped me through my divorces. Correct. J-Lo in the middle of saying thank you to her dancers and to all that about visualizing yourself, and I'm open and receptive to all the good in the universe.
Yes. I know. Isn't that wonderful?
It's just, and you're like, she's impacted lives that we don't even know about.
Said, in a book, in the middle of a book, refer to Louise Hay. You need to look at this. Like, you're reading my book about radical forgiveness, but please go to Louise Hay. Wow. That just, And every single author that comes out of Hay House, they have to know they are in alignment. They're in alignment. They have to know that because of her work, a new thought, her work, her foundation holds all that up.
Exactly.
Just amazing.
So we're having a Louise and Dr. Patricia at Hay House Love Fest right now.
We are.
My beloveds, we're going to take a small break. I'm Reverend Martine Bernard, and this is What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network.
The Heal Your Life Workshop Facilitator and Life Coach Certification Training, approved personally by Louise Hay, is coming to San Diego. Facilitated by expert trainers Anna Milkick and Christy Dixon. This 3.5-month training includes multiple sessions on Zoom and 9 days in beautiful San Diego. It will change your life and enable you to help others transform their lives.
Please help us say thank you to all of our organizational sponsors, including the Hepperlin Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Center for Spiritual Living United Life, Sunshine Cathedral, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Universal Joy Center, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Home Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. On behalf of New Thought Media Network, thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, come be you.
Oh, we are back, and I'm so thrilled to have master teacher and life coach Valorie Morris here with us. Valorie, I was just thinking about one of the things that I love, a statement from Louise Hay I've always loved, and it's the point of power. The point of power is always in this present moment. And isn't it wonderful to know that the point of power is not in the past, it's not in the future? How has this informed your workshops, your philosophy, your way of life, living these principles?
There is nothing that we have but the present moment.
Yes.
There is nothing that we have. The past is gone. The past is gone. It is a memory, but it's not real. So how can our power be in something that's not real anymore?
Yes.
The future is out here. Our power is not there. The power is in this present moment. And the beauty of living that way, of changing from past and future. Do we look back? Yeah, let's look back with love. Let's look back with gratitude. Looking back with gratitude, that's great. But we don't live there. We don't live there. Life doesn't happen there. Life already happened there. Exactly. And when we look forward, it's kind of like the saying, how to make God laugh.
Yes.
You plan your life. You want to see God laugh, plan your life. So the future, it's great to have plans. It's great. I always say, always have a prom. And people go, what? And I'm like, always have a prom. And they're like, and I said, like when you were younger and you were going to a dance,
yes,
something to look forward to. Always have a prom out there. That's something you're looking forward to. Always have a prom.
Beautiful.
But you can't live there. And the power is in the present moment. Our power is right here, right now, today. Today. This 24 hours.
Exactly.
This minute.
This minute
with you and I talking right here, right now. This is what we've got. This is real.
This is real.
Yeah.
This is real. So the point of power is always in that present moment. Yes. Valorie, I know us teachers, healers, those of us who are choosing to live this philosophy are looking out into the world and seeing everything that's happening, and most importantly, how it's impacting individuals. It's part of a huge community. You're in workshop. You're leading workshops. You're on the leading edge of this thought consciousness revolution, this inner revolution. What are your thoughts? What are some of the things that you would suggest to people, your students, as we are living in this brave new world?
I brought that up on Saturday because I could not bring it up because of the week we had last week. The week that all of us on the planet had, not just us here in the United States, but the entire planet had. Everybody, we see this is so good. This is so good what happened. Last week we saw the upheaval. We saw the craziness. We felt it all, and we're all like, what in the world? But what also happened last Friday? Artemis. Yeah. Artemis happened. The astronauts came down safely from the surface of the moon. Yes. And while they were up there, they could still email, which blew my mind. I mean, they were emailing back here to Earth like, wow, this looks great. Wow, look at this. You guys can't see that you're together. You're one. This planet is one. There is a oneness. We're looking at it. People get this, and this one astronaut I think it was the head astronaut Glover, he wrote back to his friend, who another astronaut here on the planet that was here, and said, give this message to everyone on Earth. We've got to work on togetherness. We've got to work on togetherness. From up here, we are one. We know that as spiritual women and as spiritual teachers, and because we've studied it and we've spoke it and we've prayed about it. But really, we are one. There's a oneness. So in my workshop, you could see on Saturday that people were kind of like, when I brought it up a little bit, like, how'd everybody do this week? And everybody was like, oh my gosh. I mean, everybody looked like they'd been sucker punched, right?
Yes.
But then I led it into Artemis, coming back down, what the astronauts had to say. And then, of course, I go into, I'm a prayer chaplain also. So being a prayer chaplain, prayer changes. Just like our thoughts, our prayers, our words, our collective prayer, our collective words, it changes things. And I say that at my workshops, like, prayer changes. Your thoughts change. Yes. Your thought patterns change. Your prayer changes. Your words change things. Yes. And we're all responsible for that. And we all do have the one astronaut that said, this is a one planet. And he also said, from where his point of view from up there, how fragile we looked. Our planet looked fragile to him, like, oh, it really is this ball in the, in the atmosphere, just kind of out there, and it's got all this water and these clouds, and it's beautiful. And oh my, like, what a gift. What a gift.
They were our spiritual teachers. They literally
absolutely after the
rise above and take a look at it from a higher perspective,
yes.
Of course.
Metaphysically, that's what I got. Same thing. I looked at that like, oh, we had this, but look at this. Listen to his words. Listen to what they saw, what he said, what he's emailing back with technology. They can email from the moon now. And what was that? And that's the part I want to hang on to. The other part that everybody was just, like I said, sucker punched last week, that's really everybody. The whole planet was sucker punched. People were like, okay, what are we doing here? Are we going to, is civilization going to be gone?
To have that said, to literally have that said,
yes,
a leader, no matter how we feel, it was like, wow, it really was. But what helped me was I felt the prayers, because there was that there's this fragile ceasefire kind of thing being talked about, or I try not to listen. So pardon me.
Yes.
I don't stay current because my nervous system is just too sensitive right now. But I thought, the prayers are working. People are praying for oneness. People are praying for a healing of the root of war and peace. I said, these are all the Buddhists, all the Hindus, all the Christians, all the Jews, all the Muslims, all the agnostics, all the atheists, all the everybody.
Yes. Prayer.
Everyone, the new thoughters.
Yes. Absolutely.
For peace. I thought, so we just have to continue to hold that consciousness for the world.
And that togetherness that he spoke about, together. I just thought, that was, for me, that was so beautiful and so orchestrated at the right time in history, at the right time. Just perfect divine timing, always, even when we think it's not, like, what's going on? And it is.
Even when we think it's not.
And that's a gift, I think, as I'm getting older, as I'm maturing and getting older, I look at my life, and I use this in my workshops. I always say, okay, how many of you have been through, like, stuff you didn't even think what you would go through? Every single hand goes up. And then I say, well, you're sitting here today, so you must have gotten through it, right? And they're like, every hand goes up.
Yes.
Know that for yourself. Know that whatever you're going through, there will be a time that you will have gotten through it. And we will get through this time in history. We will look back on this and go, oh my gosh, what was that?
Exactly. And so as a workshop leader and coach for Heal Your Life and the philosophy, there's mirror work, there's affirmation, there's forgiveness work, there's pounding the pillow. I call it, there's also joy and laughter. There's so much of that. But what is one of the tools from Louise's philosophy that you're just madly in love with? Or maybe I shouldn't limit it to one, but if you could, is it the mirror work? Is it what has been so pivotal for you? And what is a tool that you share repeatedly with your students?
Well, I think I have two.
Yes.
I have two that I say, you have to get this. I do. I say, you have to get this. You have to get this, because if you don't get this, Louise says that, she says, do not criticize yourself at all. There is no self-criticism. There is none. And we can hear it in others when they say, oh, I'm so stupid, or oh, I shouldn't have done that, or oh, why did I do that? Or you hear it in others, and sometimes people are not aware that they do that. And so when you bring that attention to that, and I always share stories about, different people that have done that. And for me now, at this point, it's like nails on a blackboard. You probably feel the same way. If you're with a group of people and somebody starts to dishonor themselves in some way, I want to say, do you know what Louise Hay says about this? So I tell my students that if we are doing any kind of self-criticism, that it's like dry ground that we are creating, and that healing that you want, that you want healing. Everybody does. I mean, everybody that's at least at a workshop or coaching,
Yes.
they want that. It can't get through. It can't seep through the cracks of self-criticism. It's like dry. It's like when you haven't watered a plant and you go, oops, I forgot about that one. And it's dry and there's cracks, and you put the water and it sits on the top.
Yes.
It doesn't go in. That's what self-criticism is like.
Wow.
That healing,
Yes.
it's got to get in there. And if you're blocking it with self-criticism, I mean, maybe a little gets in, a little water gets in, but that's one tool of no self-criticism, just like none. No.
Because you're blocking the blessing. Oh my goodness, this is hitting me profoundly. Because I mean, especially girls, but
Yes.
everyone. I'm criticizing myself, feeling like I've gained. Oh, I'm jumpy. I'm this. I'm that. And here I am affirming the thing that I don't want, and I never do. But now so. Thank you for speaking to that. It blocks all that goodness that we desire in our lives.
It does. And that's. I think that's her first, when you open up the book, and that's the first thing she talks about is, if you are criticizing yourself in any way, Louise is like, stop it, just stop it. And then when you go deeper, you see why. And then the next thing that nobody wants to do, nobody, like they go, oh man, do we have to do this? I'm like, you do. You can't get out. You have to do it, is mirror work.
Yes.
I remember when Dr. Patricia brought out mirrors, I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do now? Like, what is this? I'm a businesswoman. I got to go now. I'm leaving. Thank you. And I thought, I'm going to look in a mirror with other people in the room. Can I be excused to go to the restroom? Because I'm not doing this in front of people. But how powerful it was. I remember, like, I did it and I was like, oh, I'm a fool. I'm a fool. What? But once you practice, like you mentioned earlier, you said you got to practice all this stuff.
Yes.
Once you practice. So this last workshop, I bought little mirrors, not big ones.
Yes.
Dr. Crane makes you use big ones. You're looking at your.
Yes.
I got little ones because I had a lot of people saying no. So I bought little mirrors off of Amazon that had affirmations on them. You are enough. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are. And gave each student this little mirror that opened up. And I said, okay. And it was, I teach in a big room, really big. And I had chairs facing away from each other, not even face, so they couldn't see each other.
Yay.
So they couldn't feel like I did, like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do now? I said, hold it up. And and only to your eyes, because if you look anywhere else, you're going to go, well, I could have, maybe I have a little too much blush. You're going to do the blush, the hair, the earrings, the lipstick, the whole bit. Everybody does that. And I said, I want your eyes. And now I want you to speak to yourself in the most loving way, like you would someone you love, and tell yourself, I love you. I really love you. And they were all, and they did it. And it was such a beautiful thing. And I was like, here we go. You're going to take these mirrors with you, and you're going to practice this and practice this until you don't feel like a weirdo any longer. And that's what it takes. It takes practicing till it doesn't feel weird.
Yes,
and you get there. You can get there. I remember when I came home from San Diego, I would walk by the mirror and go, love you, and just keep walking. But then as I practiced, now it feels like nothing to me. It feels like nothing to me. It's just like, it's a practice. It's like I play the piano, and playing the piano, if I didn't practice, I'd be still playing chopsticks, right?
Right.
Maybe some people can't even do that. So, but when you practice and then both hands come together and then you sit down and, because children start with one hand, then the teacher teaches, okay, now you add another hand. Now you can play together. And that's what this is like. That's what the mirror work is like.
And you're sending me a link to that mirror because I
will.
Because I love the fact and just see the eyes.
Just the beautiful eyes of each person.
Soul. That's helpful. You don't get caught up with all the stuff and all the accoutrement.
Yes, absolutely. Like you said, we're girls. We go, oh, all of that.
Exactly, all of that happening. Wow, that is
those two.
Full.
No criticism. No criticism. And, raising my two daughters, like I said, I've gone to Unity, I think, for 34 years. I knew, because of reading Louise Hay and knowing, her work, I knew that it was no criticism. I wasn't raised like that. I criticized myself growing up. Yes. Nobody knew. People just said stuff, and it was just like, you better be thin, you better be this, you better be that. And
yes.
But when my two daughters came along, who are now adults, they were not permitted to criticize any part of their body. And if they did, they got the look. If they said, oh, my thigh, I'd be like, excuse me? What did you just say? What did you do? And they'd be like, oh, they don't, to this day, they're adult women that don't criticize their bodies. Their right weight, they're at their right weight. They haven't done that whole thing. They don't have that, like I had that, like, when you look back and you go, at the time I'd say, oh, I'm just so fat. And then you look back and go, oh my gosh, I was so thin. What the hell?
Like so gorgeous.
Like, right. And you go, what was I saying? Did I say that about myself? What was I thinking?
Yes.
So my daughters didn't get that. They didn't get that part where you could criticize yourself, and they're different from it. They really are.
Goodness. So that's phenomenal. Many of us think if we were raised with this stuff.
If we were, when you said somebody 19 got Louise's book, why? Why didn't I get it at 9? Oh, 19 would have helped. 19 would have made a huge difference in my choices.
Yes.
I would have chose different paths.
Very, very much so.
And it comes from self-love. It comes from it's all self-love. And everything teaches, the bottom line is self-love.
It really is. So what are the steps as we finish our interview? Okay. Give us some of the steps that we can use today to apply the self-love. So give the beautiful ones viewing us, because you're a message.
To self-love, the steps are: number one, no criticism. Take it off the plate. Take it off the plate.
Yes.
Use Louise's book, like what Reverend Martine said, like a Bible.
Yes.
Keep it on your nightstand. Review it. Go back. Read it and reread it, and get it in there. Get it in there. It's not some self-help book you just put on a shelf up there with the other ones. This is one that you keep in your hand. Keep it close. Keep it close, and if you keep it close, it'll stay close to you. The lessons will stay close to you. I would say just to always remember, it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. to catch those thoughts, by being aware and just catch a thought and go, whoa, 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 back the train up. It's only a thought, and a thought can be changed.
Yes, we're so intense about it. And Louise says one of the greatest acts of self-love is saying affirmative things to yourself, because we're typically catastrophizing. Now we doom scroll. I mean, we're just adding to all of the fear and anxiety and worry and doubt and low self-esteem. There's so much fueling.
Bottom line is what you just said. Anytime I have a coaching client, they come in with their agenda. You're a coach. They come in with an agenda. As a coach, I sit in my chair quietly and I listen as they pour, right? They pour out what they're there for.
Yes.
Every time. I'm talking I've been coaching for a very long time. Every time. Every single time, Martine, every time. It is self-esteem. Yes. They don't know that yet. But when I am listening, I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. It's lack of self-love. It just is. It doesn't matter if they're telling you the story of the century. It boils down to self-esteem.
Yes, it does.
And Louise's gift, like I said, to humanity was how to change that.
How to change that and how to gently change it. It's not the, hitting yourself over the head philosophy, tough love. It's so gentle. It's loving. It's so positive.
It is. It's like I said at the beginning when I was in San Diego. It was subtle. It was gentle. I like your word better. It was gentle, but dramatic. Like it changes, but it's gentle. But it's like it's wonderful. That's all I can say.
Wonderful. Valorie, do you have an upcoming course that's coming in Naples?
I'm coaching right now. I just finished the 4th workshop in a series, and then I'll start again in a couple months. But right now I'm coaching clients.
Wonderful.
Because I'm taking a little break from the workshops. I just did a installation of 4.
And please tell, when does the series begin? What was the series?
The series was just Louise Hay. It just was like, you can heal your life, love yourself, heal your life. That's what it was.
Wonderful.
I put that out, and it's kind of like, field of dreams.
Exactly.
If you build it, they will come. That's what happens. You put it out there and people show up.
Oh, wonderful. So, my beloveds, if you're looking for Valorie, she's on the Heal Your Life website. You can look at her, find her. She's in Florida, Naples, Florida. She teaches a lot through the Unity in Naples, Florida. Take a visit. Their workshops go online. You can live stream or you can attend a service. And right now she's doing one-on-one coaching, which is incredible because it's the Louise Hay philosophy and worldview personalized. So for those of you who've read the book, and I know because we have tabs, it's a Bible, it's old, it has coffee stains on it. Get some coaching because it applies. It makes all of these principles living. They become alive in your life and you apply them. It's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. Oh, so grateful, Valorie, for having you today. My vision is to have some kind of town hall meeting.
Wonderful.
Coaches, and we can throw out subjects and we can all answer. So I will love to invite you to that. Thank you for being on with us.
Thank you. Thank you for including me.
Oh,
thank you. Thank you for what you're doing too to get this out.
Oh, thank you.
To get the word out and just how wonderful that is. Thank you.
Thank you for being a master teacher and coach, and you are on the leading edge of this consciousness revolution that's been occurring on the planet. And I'm so grateful. My beloveds, I'm Reverend Martine Bernard, host of What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network.
The Heal Your Life Workshop Facilitator and Life Coach Certification Training, approved personally by Louise Hay, is coming to San Diego, facilitated by expert trainers Anna Milkick and Christy Dixon. This 3.5-month training includes multiple sessions on Zoom and 9 days in beautiful San Diego. It will change your life and enable you to help others transform their lives.